Adam Cole. Killer Frost. Killer Frost. Another exciting time to be talking with me. Oh, it's always exciting. Egotistical. They gotta let him go. They gotta let him go. They gotta let him go. Dude, he missed his chance, man. He should have had the. He should have had the Universal or the WWE title by now. He's done, dude. He's just done. He's a cook noodle. Yeah, I mean, no, but he's been there so long, constantly coming up with injuries. It's just getting to the point when, like, when are we gonna stop? When are we just gonna like move on with other people who actually deserve it? Like, I mean, Drew McIntyre. I'm glad they brought him back, and they're doing good by him, and he's seriously like looks in great shape. And I mean, the stuff he does in the ring, but Tommy is just he's lost his flavor. You know what I mean? I think he lost his smile. I think he lost his smile. Yeah, it's just I don't even the fans just want to see the GTS, and if they don't, they're just like, well, okay, this is sucking. Let's just move on. I mean, it's just no, it's not even that. It's not even that. But it doesn't matter, dude. Once you're there for so long, it's like look at Sin Cara, Mystico. Like everybody was so jacked. Like yeah, he didn't amount to shit. So what they do? They gave it to somebody else. They gave it to. Oh, sorry, man. But they. Well, anyway, um, they basically like they gave it to the other guy who was dark Sin Cara and or whatever, and it was just and he did a better job and lasted longer, and just he even gave up after a few years. So it's basically like the Sin Cara effect if you think about it. Very similar, come in strong, injury, started something, injury, started something, injury. It's like all right, it's time to go. Even Tensai is the same way. Like crowd was not really, and it just kind of he retired. Time for him to start training new wrestlers. Kind of like his career. We should move on. What's up next? Yeah, I can see him. Asuka can't talk English. It doesn't matter. She gets it done in the ring. That's one of those things like, do we really want to see women like talking a lot? Because the women's revolution. No. Don't get me wrong. The women's revolution was really, really good. But then it's like we're still watching it. We're watching them wrestle each other. It's been 2 years. Come on. Like really? Asuka gets in there. No. But it's still Bailey, Sasha, and it's the same. No, it's still the same. Not dude. My point, Bailey. It's the same. It's just too much of it. It's like it's time for her to have a feud with somebody, but not about the title. Have a feud with somebody, but not about the title. Where's the women's title? Why can't you have a women's tag title? Talk about women in general. Do I think? Do I think Ember Moon should have won? No, honestly, because I mean, she doesn't need a belt, like Dusty said. The belt doesn't make the person makes the belt. And honestly, they can move her to the main roster. And I mean, honestly, I think she was. Uh, no. She's the female Undertaker. She's the female Undertaker. Because she's got the title for so long, and she's going to have a streak that's going to never be broken for at least so many years, and that's good. Unlike making Charlotte the 13 or 16-time women's champion that they're trying to do. I mean, come on. Like, you don't see that happening?
And then they end up beefing with each other. They had a storyline against.
But it was never as good as the original. Well, it's different. It's different. Well, yeah, they were wrestling as were. No! She don't need a title. No, no.
As the next guy up. Once he gets a bigger name on NXT status, I mean, if
I honestly don't rush it. You got something good. There's so many people, and we talk about this all the time. There's so many people. They need another brand, or they need two more shows, even for the main roster, and another show for NXT. It's too. It's to me. It just kind of sometimes you get your hopes up, and there's so much talent, so much stuff, but they could be giving us more, and they're not. They need to give us more. Otherwise, they got to slow things down. I kind of feel like this is the turning point now, where a lot of superstars are going to leave. Some show up at SummerSlam, and it's going to be like a whole turnover. It's like their spring cleaning, but it's like more like their summer cleaning, and they're gonna get new people. You just got 3 new people in. Boom. Now what? Who else is gonna come in? You know what I mean? That's cool. I could go for that.
I don't know. Now they're gonna have to say it's an invasion angle, but then they say that they signed. You know what I'm saying? Like it just.
Well, if they're doing a Ring of Honor angle, then they're probably buying out Ring of Honor of some sort, and that would suck. I don't know. So Dre, here. Yeah. Well, someone asked, do you think Tim Tebow will ever be the NXT champion?
Are you serious?
Yeah, that was me. Sorry. But I'm just what? What? Beep. Step up. Yeah, that's a 2 statements. Once again, it comes back to that. They need more shows, man. They need more NXT. They need more shows. Everybody, I think everybody else can. Nothing's coming through on my end. Oh, there we go. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Yeah. Uh-oh. Yeah, I can't hear you. Oh, no. We're going to start over. No. Mm.
Okay, can you hear me now? Can
They,
you hear me now?
microphone's
Yeah,
on. Now you can hear me.
yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry, guys. That was bad. I apologize, y'all. I don't know. My streaming just like stopped like recording my voice. It's pretty. I don't know why they did that. I don't know.
Yeah, there you are. Wow. I was talking by myself. Wow, they must think I'm crazy.
Yeah, maybe.
Well,
Adam
just so you know,
Cole
I
and
am
Red
kind of.
Dragon have no relation. Uh, why don't they? Well, yes, they do.
Who will join
Who
Cole?
will join Cole next? Dijak or War Machine? I think War Machine are doing their thing in New Japan. I don't think they're going to be really bugging about coming to WWE just as
If
yet.
you look at the way WWE's been doing it, they've been signing these guys who could start things like the club and this, and they're not fully putting them together. So that's another one of those you get excited, but you kind of know better things.
I mean,
You know,
I just want them to
there's
be able to bring people in and utilize them. Just don't have a bunch of people in there just to have a bunch of people. I mean, use them. I don't want, like, okay, Adam Cole isn't it. Use him. Do not sit there
yeah. Nice to
and
meet you too, dude.
don't,
No, it's Gabe. Sorry.
no, I don't know. Um, I don't want them to bring them in because NXT is only an hour show. They have a pay per view, what, four times
They
a
need, but
year?
that's the thing. They need a 2 hour show and then a
Yeah,
1 hour show. They were talking about doing house shows. They need to let us see because NXT, if you think about it, is better than the main roster for the fact that Triple H has that mindset and he's keeping it like that. And he's keeping it like the old WCW days. You wake up, you wait for Soul Train to end, and you're like,
why are we
"Yeah,
talking about this?
superstars." Because that's when wrestling was good,
Soul
and we
Train?
need
We're talking about
more.
wrestling. He brought up Soul Train.
Oh, come on, who here didn't like Soul Train? Come on,
Nobody,
I'm one of
nobody
my
in this,
guys. We all know
nobody
Soul
in
Train.
this, thing. NXT needs to go two
See,
hours.
needs two
Yeah,
hours,
I know. I mean, I
definitely.
believe that. I definitely believe that. I feel the same way. NXT definitely needs to go 2 hours in order to build more of their stars. I mean, let's be honest. NXT only has what, two, three matches at the most. So yeah, maybe 2 hours wouldn't be bad. Hour and a half. Let's do two hours every other week. See how it works, and then go from there. You have an influx of so many stars. You're bringing in three top guys from another organization. You have to showcase them every single week. And that's taking away time from other people. So at least having a 2 hour show, you can have more people on there because you got to support the women, the women's movement on there, women's wrestling. You got to do the main event guys. So let's say right now, all right, on NXT, this is the people who have to be on TV. We have to have Drew McIntyre. He's the champ. We got to have Bobby Roode on there. We got to have Roderick Strong on there. We got to have Hideo Itami because he's on his little heel run. We got to have Andre
Oh God,
Thomas. We got to have Cole. We got to have O'Reilly. We got to have Fish. We got to have Ember Moon. We got to have Asuka. We got to have, and that's 10 people right there. You're not going to
but
squeeze 10 people in an
that's
hour.
like a But see, that's the whole point, though. That's like a whole. They need, yeah, they need to have a better. They need to have more feuds instead of dragging these feuds out for months and not seeing a guy for a few weeks. They need to like have it week to week and start showing more and more as if they're trying to earn ratings somewhere. Because to me, it's just it feels like it's just slow. Like you have to live in Florida in order to really check it out. And
Oh
I
yeah,
mean, dude, they have like a whole generation. They could have like literally, if nobody left right now and they just had whoever else is kind of signed in development and went against the main roster, you have two different brands right there. I know you
yeah. I
hated
mean,
it, but WCW, WWE,
oh
it's
god,
or
you
whatever they
keep
create
bringing that
plus
up. Let's just talk. Let's stick to.
or you take NXT and WCW's type of pay-per-views
Oh
and you
my
put it against
god.
WWE and you have your two separate companies.
What
They
is
have
up
too
with
much
you in this
talent.
WCW thing? WCW died
Because I
almost
miss Hog
20
Wild.
years
I miss
ago.
Halloween
20,
Havoc.
you gotta let that go. It died
Who
almost
doesn't
20 years
miss?
ago. They
Who
don't
doesn't
probably
miss?
know.
Who
Th-
doesn't miss? Whoever knew WCW, who does not miss their unique pay-per-views, the
Yo,
Bash at the
some of these
Beach when they're
people
actually on a
were
beach,
born after
Halloween Havoc.
WCW were bought. Oh my
Oh,
goodness,
he's supposed to tell
Gabe
me about his
H.
finisher. What's his
His
finisher?
finisher.
What's his
Oh,
finisher?
the leg drop. It's supposed to be the Gabe leg drop. I don't know. It was from an earlier stream. Don't worry about it. But I forget the WCW thing. I just want them to be able to utilize the stars that they have, build them up. Also, yes. Who said? Who said Cassius Ono? Cassius Ono, they definitely need to do something with. Yeah,
Yeah, he's got to lose
Cassius
some weight.
Ono. No, I mean it's
I think-
fine. He just doesn't need to tuck in the damn. Don't tuck in the jersey, please. Stop. Oh my goodness, Cassius Ono, we know you big. I don't know what they're telling you, but tucking in the jersey, it just doesn't look right because you're wearing trunks.
Well, the
If
reason
you were wearing
the
shorts, I
reason he
can
got fired
understand.
last time, he was out of shape. They let him go because they kept wanting him to get in shape, and he didn't want to get in shape. And he's like, no. And they wanted him to get in shape and get jacked because he has the build for it, and he didn't want to. So that's what pissed him off, and they let him
Well,
go. the
no,
first
he
time.
wasn't big like that. He just didn't have
No,
any
they wanted him
definition.
big. Triple H wanted him big.
No, it
Triple
doesn't
H
work.
wanted him
I don't think
big.
so. I think it just wanted him to be more toned as opposed to be big. Not everybody has
well.
to be 250 pounds and jacked like John Cena. They don't have to. They just have their
Yeah, it's
characters.
Chris Hero.
And I think that Triple H finally understands now that as wrestling fans, we don't need these big jacked up, like beefed up dudes. Like, we need characters. Cassius Ono is a character,
goes-
and he's a colorful character. I like it.
And that goes along with what I want to say. What they need to do now is stop trying to own everybody. Have like a little trademark or something on their merchandise so that they can't sell that style of merchandise. Let them come in with their names. When they come in a new name and they're trying to reinvent themselves and you're wasting time, just let them come in, do their thing, and do a run and this and this and this, and then go or whatever. I mean, if you would have let Kenta be Kenta, maybe things would have been different. I don't know. To me, it's stop trying to own everybody. I mean, Triple H doesn't have a problem with it, but I mean, come on, Kevin Owens, like, okay, whatever.
They have to
changed
own
it,
the
but-
rights, though. That's the thing. They will own the rights to the name. So it's sometimes coming into the WWE, they're like, well, I want to keep the rights to my name, so let's think of something else, maybe something that's closer to it. And they also explained why they changed Kevin Steen to Kevin Owens, because I think it was because of his son that he just had. So he changed his name to Kevin Owens, but for his son, I don't know, or Owen Hart was his favorite wrestler or something like that, whatever the case is. But let's get back to the
We
pay-per-view.
have a classic WCW scenario here.
Oh
we got
my
so many
goodness.
people that were actually no. We have so many people. We have so many people in NXT and the main roster that you can have the club versus Sanity versus whatever. You can have factions versus factions. Classic attitude, not like pre-attitude era or whatever. When NWO had NWO, LWO, Four Horsemen, and they're not even doing it. And I think that would be a chance to get everybody on camera to do a little something, and then at least like Vince has to think, I'm not getting my money's worth because some of these guys show up to the arena and don't do anything. You know what I mean? I mean, come on. NXT needs to get bigger guys because, like, Johnny Gargano would be no more than the cruiserweights. And I mean, yeah, but see, that's the problem too. He's by himself. Like,
What's
I don't
wrong with
know.
him
I
being
haven't really
a
been
singles
watching.
wrestler?
They're not using him. Like, they're not letting him be him. Really, he's kind of like trying to garner sympathy. Didn't Sami Zayn do that? I mean, put the mask back on. Shit.
No, I don't think they need a mask on him. Hold on, we gotta.
Dump the chick and put the mask on.
They just put the mask. They just put the girl with them. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Well, she's in that Paige movie. She's actually playing AJ Lee, which is hilarious. But she doesn't really look like her either, which is weird. But she looks more like a Spanish Trish Stratus. We got a Chris Hero, Gabe. Little Caesar says gender is on steroids. Would you like to say something about that?
About gender?
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm glad they're using somebody out of nowhere as a champ. It's different, totally unexpected. And I have a feeling, or a slight theory, in my non-PhD mind, that they're going to have a thing where it's going to be gender versus, oh my God, brain fart. Gender versus McIntyre versus the Wendy's boy girl. What's his name?
What?
Oh my God, I can't think of his name. They're gonna have a 3-man band triple threat match for the heavyweight title.
No.
That's gonna be pretty funny.
No.
I have a feeling they're heading
No,
there. They're heading
that's
there.
never gonna happen. I'm
They're heading
sorry,
there.
that's never gonna happen.
And that's when Heath Slater's gonna win. He's gonna be the one that beats them both. They both made their own name, and he's gonna be the one.
No.
It's gonna be one of
No.
those why moments.
No, that's terrible.
Oh yeah. How is SummerSlam gonna be compared to Takeover? Well, obviously SummerSlam's gonna be more, I don't know, of a dog and pony show. I mean, the one thing that didn't irritate me, I'm seeing more on NXT, is that they're showing more of like how the feud started. Like we know, and they waste so much time, and they're gonna do a ton of that tonight, and I don't know if I want to watch straight through it. I mean, it's like I kind of watch it and skip over that stuff, so this way I can watch the pay-per-view in 2 hours instead of three, because I'm missing all that recapping. I mean, I don't know. I mean, SummerSlam. I think the main event's gonna be good, but the rest of the matches, I don't know. I mean,
I'm gonna have to say that SummerSlam should be good. Now Shinsuke. Now here's my problem, and we got to get back on NXT after this. The one thing I'm worried about is Shinsuke versus Jinder. Jinder doesn't have very much offense, and I need to see him become a dominant champion. I mean, the only person who they really make seem like a dominant champion is Brock Lesnar and Goldberg, and it doesn't make it like
blood.
problem is like Jinder always needs the Singh brothers or the Great Khali. Come on,
And that's
make
good.
him
So did Flair.
no,
So
make
did
him,
Flair.
but make him offensive too. Give him some type of offense. All he has is that full Nelson slam. Oh, I'm sorry, not the Cobra Clutch slam, and that's it. Like he doesn't have any offense. Hey, it is what it is. He even joined the Middle East too, so it is what it is.
Yeah.
I need to see him become dominant so I know it could be a good match. It doesn't have to be a technical match. It can be Shinsuke doing the strong style, and it could be Jinder doing the heel.
See, I'm so tired.
Strong
It's
guy.
almost like two people. It's almost like you got the strong style, which is basically kicks, chops, and mostly kicks, and versus suplex, belly to back suplex city, or no, regular standard suplex city. How do we used to call him?
Let's just do
Like
Jermaine
he's
suplex.
just a Jermaine suplex. Yeah, it's gonna be very. I think Shinsuke is gonna lose. It's gonna go into, and he'll end up winning at the next pay-per-view. I think it's gonna be an interference. They're gonna have to put them in a cage above, and then he'll come out with a new guy or Kali or something. Maybe he'll come out from the ground and eat Shinsuke. Ooh, like Fu Young. I don't know.
I don't know. I
But
think him losing to
I don't see
Jinder,
it.
if that happens, is really going to drop the stock value of Shinsuke. I really think it's going to drop the value. I mean, you have a guy who's world renowned, where people want to eventually see him face up against AJ Styles, and what you're going to have him lose against Jinder. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, we also seen that he beat AJ Styles too. That Jinder beat AJ. Really didn't damper anything on him because AJ Styles was already world champion. But Jinder hasn't won a belt yet on the main roster. He's only won the NXT championship. So why would you put him in a main event picture just for him to lose his first time out? You're building him up what? Just to lose? Like there has to be a rematch then. Really? There has to be.
Was it good?
Really?
Okay.
But there has to be a rematch if he does lose, and then you got to also take into consideration where's John Cena going to fall in this, because John Cena is going to be in the match. John Cena is going to win, of course. So it's just a situation where I think eventually it's going to have to get to a point where both brands are going to have to start running with triple threat world title matches or fatal four-way world title matches. It's going to have to happen. You have too many top guys in there. Eventually, when AJ Styles when AJ Styles loses the United States Championship, he's got to go for the world. He has to. It's going to be too many people on the main roster who are top stars, and they have to get that title match. They have to. They have to start utilizing triple threat or fatal four-way matches. They have to.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, really, why are you doing this?
What? No, here's a question. I don't want to interrupt you. Anyway, getting back to the NXT, and we're talking about Aleister Black. Yeah, he's kind of good, but honestly, in his Batista underwear, and how he sits down like he's got to catch his breath at the end of the match, and he's just like, I don't know. To me, he's not. There's no mystique or flair to him at first of all. Then it's like, okay, it's just kicking and punching. It's like, why are they signing all these guys who could kick a punch? I could kick a punch. Put me in a ring. Oh,
Can't do flips though.
It's just a matter of hitting your spots. Oh, I'll do a flip, dude. Those rings are springboard. Come on,
No,
you
they're
know how they're
not.
made.
No, they're not.
They have the wood and the how do you
I
go
don't
look
know
see how
what
they're
you
made.
just
You'll
said.
see.
I stepped into a boxing ring, and a
But
boxing
anyway,
ring and a wrestling ring is almost the same.
a
And
boxing ring.
yes, it is.
No, boxing.
Yes, it is.
Wrestling ring, wrestling ring has to absorb, except for Japan. Japanese wrestling rings are stiffer,
You
but they're
don't.
supposed to
Oh
absorb
my
the impact.
goodness. You can't be. You gotta be kidding
See,
me.
he says true. He says true. Yeah.
True.
NXT needs
Gabe doesn't know.
longer
Gabe's
shows
drunk.
for sure. Oh well, I'll have what he's having, and I don't drink. But anyway, Aleister Black, he needs a little bit more. I mean, I think like he would have been a cool person to beat Undertaker. Like Undertaker would just be too slow to handle him, and then he could be this Mystique type guy, whatever type, like Darkness, whatever. I think that he started as, and it just kind of. I mean, they're doing more with what's his face, the guitar the loner, or whatever his name is, the guy that looks like the booty Macho Man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and it's just to me they have too much. They're trying to push too much. It's like Shinsuke. I'm sorry, you may like him for his thing. I just don't see years and years of substance unless he's in a group. It's kind of like he's like the Kramer of a group. Like he's funny, people like him, but he's not the star. Baron Corbin is the same thing. John Cena's taking on Baron Corbin to make him look good. They've been trying. He got to go. He needs a new look, or he needs a group or a tag team. He's just. I don't care anymore. It's like, Baron Corbin, give me your Little Caesars pizza.
Really?
Or I'll spin you. I mean, he's just like, he's so boring and so dro. It's just,
Okay.
Aleister Black, yeah, he's fun to watch, but before and after, even most wrestlers have a thing they do, and he just sits there. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I mean,
Okay.
I'd like to see him in like long trunks with designs. That would look cool. Something to just, I don't know.
Okay. So what
Anyway,
about?
Okay, so what
Okay.
No, go ahead.
What I was about to say.
Full-time
Let me see.
wrestler has
Samoa
a
Joe needs
belt.
to win. Okay. Well,
It's Samoa Joe. He don't need
I'm
a belt.
I'm gonna just put my little 2 cents in with Adam Cole and what I think they should do with him, and then we'll speak about we'll answer your other questions. So in regards to what NXT needs to do with Adam Cole, and I hope you guys can hear me, I think they eventually need to give him the NXT championship. Now, on NXT, do they put them in a group? Well, they already have. So, eventually, they're going to have to split that group up. I need Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly to go off and do their own thing as a tag team.
I hate that shit.
They need to be a brute. Like, the way they were attacking the other wrestlers last night, they need to do the same thing every single night. They need to be brutal, MMA style. Because that's Kyle O'Reilly. And Kyle O'Reilly doesn't do a lot of high impact moves, a lot of thrust punches and kicks. I can accept that. They need to win those tag team titles. They got to go back and forth with Sanity and get those tag team titles up and running. Now, also, Adam Cole. Adam Cole needs to eventually win the belt. Now, does he need to beat Drew McIntyre? Yes. There has to be a back and forth thing with him and Drew McIntyre. Also, Bobby Roode has to get into the middle of it. And also, Roderick Strong. There has to be a fatal 4-way for that NXT championship. I would love to see that. Eventually bring Adam Cole up to the main roster. Let's put the club actually together and stop playing. Let's finally do that. Let's pull the trigger on that, because it's really not making any sense to have all of these people and not put them together. Like, why not? Come on, But yeah. That's all I had to say about Adam Cole. Make NXT
Well, that's the
longer,
whole
yes.
thing. Like when those guys came out last night, I felt like I was at some teeny bopper concert watching it, because it's like the place was like, "Ah!" Guys, girls, children all alike were losing their shit. Like, Ricky Martin.
See,
I
you're
mean,
using way too many old.
And their response, no, it's the idea. The response they got. They need to ride that, and they need to ride it hard.
Whoa.
And they need to just not let up. No, they need to not let up on it and keep it going. And I think the group together, when the three of them were there, then it felt like, okay, now we got a group. Like the club came in, it was AJ, and then it was the other two. They were kind of together, went together, kind of together. Different shows. Stupid. Keep these guys together. Keep them together for like 3-4 years. A year on NXT and 2-3 years on main roster, like the Shield, because everybody misses that. And sometimes you want to see multiple things happen. We're tired of tag team and just single matches all the time with the same people.
Mm-hmm.
It's like in high school when you see the same prep guys and girls dating each other and switching boyfriend and girlfriend. It's like, okay, I've seen this story. Where's the new? I mean, it's old. People that aren't doing anything, get rid of them. Let them go somewhere else and reinvent themselves, or just create another show, or make NXT instead of a training step up, make it its own brand, and then have separate contracts. Different contracts means different
Why
ideas,
does
different
NXT have to be
stories.
so separate from the main roster when they already are separate from the main roster? I don't
But they're
understand this
not,
whole
because I watch
idea
Raw,
that
I
you
gotta see
have
SmackDown. I
when
watch SmackDown, I gotta
NXT
watch
has
Raw.
nothing to do with Raw or SmackDown. It's a completely separate show.
Nope.
They
And
go
it's
on
not
their
enough
own
time.
tours.
It's a training ground. It's
No,
a training
it's
ground.
not. Okay. Do they have a performance center? Yes. But NXT is its own show with their own pay-per-views, their own tour dates.
You do know when the Instant Classic came back for that failed return, when they didn't even use him, they put him down for 2 months down in FCW, which
Who
is
are you
now
talking about?
NXT, to Christian when he came
Oh
back, the
my
Instant
God.
Classic. They made him get back to the way WWE wrestles, and they need these guys to get back to the way WWE is, and they work with them and this and that and everything, and then they try to make a profit, and then they move them up, and it's like, it just feels like, okay, we have an open window, let's bring them in. I just say separately, and then just let random people change contracts and just keep it different, separate, where I don't see Raw stuff on SmackDown, SmackDown stuff on Raw.
But you really don't
That's
see
wasted
that
time.
anymore.
I still do. Regular TV, you watch it on the internet, you don't see it.
How? No,
Totally different.
listen. I watch wrestling. Like, you gotta. Okay, first off, with this whole idea that NXT, you can't say that when these top independent stars are going there. They're not going to Raw. They're not going to SmackDown. They are going to NXT. If you have guys who are multiple time world champions going to NXT, what makes you think NXT is some type of proving ground or training ground? How can Adam Cole be
Well, this
going to a
guy-
training ground?
Well, he just Little Caesar asked about Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly. Weird how their rivalry. Yeah, but that's the whole
But they
point.
keep
is that
saying
people
that
aren't supposed
over
to
and
know about
over. I
that.
don't know why.
People don't know about that. Just like when Ultimate Warrior said when he was Warrior, One Nation, One Warrior Nation, and he made the comment that he already beat Hogan, and they're like, "Oh, you don't do that." It goes along with the whole thing where they bring it in. It's something new. They're doing they're going to do what they did before, and we're going to get to see it again. Just like we saw Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn a gazillion times, even though they had better matches in Ring of Honor. And they just want to bring on the next stage and make more money off it, and they don't mind because they've been there, done that, and they feel safer working together. And they're going to do that with those guys as well, which it really, I don't watch Ring of Honor. I just see some of these guys coming through, and to me, it's going to be all new. So for me, I'm going to enjoy it. Dre might see some spots he likes that he remembers. I'm going to see stuff. I'm going to enjoy it. So it's something new for me. So it's kind of good. It works out.
I just see it as that NXT is the third brand. Is it a smaller brand?
It is.
Yes. But it is the third brand where, we can see these guys come into WWE, gain some notoriety, get some matches under their belt that WWE can use when packaging, when showing a video package, when they do make it up to the main roster. I see NXT as not a stepping stone, but a place where somebody can actually build a career. Point in case, Juice Robinson. I forgot what his name used to be in NXT. But Juice Robinson is one of the top guys in New Japan. And he came from NXT. What was his name? Juice Robinson. The guy, he used to have dreads, and he was like the white hippie guy in NXT. Do you remember what his name was?
Oh, yeah.
What was his name? He's actually one of the top guys in
forget.
NXT.
He's so
I mean, in
terrible.
Japan.
Well, no, when all the wrestlers left, when he left, they all said it. They said, "What a waste of talent! They just let somebody that good go." But sometimes they just can't talk on a mic. And in Japan, you don't have to talk on a mic. It's all about what you do. So, it's a different animal, dude.
No, I can understand that.
Totally different
but
animal. I mean, they needed him to talk on the mic. Needed him to play.
He's not much of a talker, which is fine
No.
though. I mean, I don't have a problem with it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Okay, get back to that pay-per-view. The match with Ember Moon and Asuka was brutal. The kicks were pretty good. I mean, and I'm glad Asuka still won because I think it would be cool if she could go to the main roster and say, "I'm tired of this lack of competition," and she drops the title and abandons it and leaves. Then she was never beaten, and that's a record that you can't beat. A woman that was never beaten.
eventually,
that'd be cool.
she has to take that L.
That'll make her a threat. No, She doesn't have to.
I think it needs.
She
to
could just be the most
happen.
dominant force.
In
She just
sports
gets
entertainment.
bored and leaves. C.J. Parker. That's what he said it was.
C.J. Parker. There we go. Yeah.
Ah, well, she's not entertaining, and she's just a puncher kicker. She looks like a female version of the Rockers that was thought out from the '80s.
No, she actually did. She did more moves in Japan. It's just WWE tends to.
Wait, wait. She's in the game, right? Or you created her? I'm gonna
she's
put
in the
rocker
game.
music to her and have her come out like with the Rockers.
Oh goodness.
She looks the part. I mean,
No.
Bring her back. The Rockers got a valet.
Yeah. What do you think about? Well, we already spoke a little bit about the tag team match, but what do you think about Sanity against the Authors of Pain?
It's going just like YGB says. Sanity's a good group, can only grow, and I just have a feeling that they're just gonna shit all over it, like they shit all over.
Whoa, language!
All over these
YouTube is gonna take away so much money from me because of this guy.
They're gonna turd on it because of like they do other factions, and to me, I mean, I like it. They're different, they're diverse. You could bring in random people. It's like a new age version of the Flock, and except they're a little more brutal and a little more on point than the Flock. You don't have a bunch of retards with long hair trying to play the part. These guys are the part.
Well, I mean, as far as they go, I want to say the Flock. Wasn't it weird how like they came in and like the AOP, they had like those masks on like Ninja Turtles with like those like they had Ninja Turtle masks on. I don't know. I feel like they had Ninja Turtle.
They're playing up to the kids. They're faces now.
Really? I don't think they're playing up to the children. I think it's more along the lines of.
I mean, look at Paul Ellering.
I don't know what they're gonna do when they bring him to the main roster.
He's out there.
They got to bring him to the main roster.
Paul Ellering. He ain't doing nothing. Oh yeah, they got to be, because dude, the new guys are coming in and attacking them. They're not gonna get a title match again. They're not gonna hold them off.
No, they're gonna get
the main roster. You just lost. You lost the American Alphas. They're gone. They need a tag team that could go in there and do some damage. And I think at SummerSlam they're gonna make their mark. And I hope so. Oh, I want to see it. Personally, I really don't like the separating of the SmackDown titles and the Raw titles. It's just stupid. If you're gonna do
it should be like that.
Make two different brands. No, I think it's stupid. You make two different brands, your own different titles, not the same title, and one's blue, one's red, same name. That's just stupid. It's the women's title, the SmackDown women's title.
I think we're getting a little bit off the subject here.
But it's just the point. But it's the point, because you can't really have them in a stable place, because then I don't know, they'll just do a revamp and they'll move them, or I don't know.
Well, in regards to all that, what other NXT match are we forgetting? I think we spoke about almost everything. I mean, it was only a 2-hour show, so it wasn't that many.
But see,
matches
that's the whole point. That's the whole point. It was a transition pay-per-view. It wasn't an exciting, hey, these new rivalries, this and this. It was a transition. Ember Moon's going to be done. No more title shots. Sanity's got a new tag team to go against. Authors of Pain, which they really didn't do as much as they could. They were nowhere near like that terrible tag team that went to the main roster is.
The terrible tag team. What are you talking about? Yeah, the Ascension, your favorite?
The Booty of Doom. The Booty of Doom. Yeah.
That was your favorite tag team. Don't disrespect them. That was your favorite.
They were great. Who didn't like them when they were in NXT? They were awesome. But anyway, they got to get moved up to the main roster, and they need to start. And there's a lot of different things. Even Bobby Roode. Bobby Roode's going to go to the main roster. It's about time.
Oh yeah, Bobby Roode is definitely going to go to the main roster.
Yeah. So. Gabe's bored.
Oh, Gabe. Oh. Well, I mean, we wasn't supposed to be doing a stream this long, but it is what it is.
Why? How long's it been?
Anyway. Almost an hour, pushing.
Oh, coolness. Yeah. Anyway, but the final match at the end, I'm sorry, I was bored. I was really looking forward to it, and I just saw them both do the same moves they did in basic matches in NXT, and the tag team match, I think, stole the show. I think everything that happened in that.
Oh yeah.
Even up to the ending.
Yeah. I like that they turned it into like a hardcore match basically.
I mean, they almost killed whatever her name is, that itty bitty girl.
Lisa Nikki Cross.
My girlfriend sitting here watching it. Yeah, she's looking at it. She goes, "Is she a midget?" I'm like, "No, she's just small. She's like Dutch." And then a big dude out of nowhere crushed. Like, I think she's dead. And she sold it for like 10 minutes. She just laid there like. Yeah, but that's commitment. That's good, and it's a good group. But I'm afraid they're gonna crap on them, and that would really suck. That's a group
I don't think they will.
Well, look at the Wyatt family. The Wyatt family.
Yo, here's the problem. Here's the problem. Here's the difference between NXT and the main roster. Who's ever booking NXT has a laser focus on who the characters are. Once you get to the main roster, you have a bunch of hands. Yeah, I mean, yeah, with NXT, that's Triple H's baby. So there's a laser focus on where the direction should go, and who are the characters and what their purpose is. Once you get them to the main roster, it's no longer Triple H's, character. It's Vince's character, and Vince has the say so in what happens. The reason why the Wyatt family was so great was because they were together, and then it was just like, break them up. It doesn't make any sense to break them up. Now what they gonna do? You know what I'm saying? At least when they were together, you saw all of them on TV, as opposed to now it's just Bray Wyatt and you don't see none of them. So it wasn't a good idea.
What do you call a magic owl? I'm afraid to ask.
Oh,
just get James Storm, then we can have beer money, right?
No.
Yeah.
No.
That'd be awesome.
I'm gonna end the stream just because they said that. I'm gonna end it.
What? No.
I'm ending the stream.
What? I never had Little Caesar's pizza. I'm quite amused.
No. I know. Oh my goodness.
But no, yeah. I mean, honestly, the SummerSlam, I'm hoping it's good. I mean, you also got to take into consideration too when it comes to wrestling that some of these so-called superstars that are big names, they're quite selfish, and we don't get what we can really get from them because, like, Brock Lesnar wants to leave. So, and Paul Heyman's been pushing for Samoa Joe to win. Honestly, I'd rather Samoa Joe just whatever. I say this all the time. Whatever happened to just getting a tag title or the Intercontinental, then a feud, and then the U.S., and then a feud, then this and this, and working your way up. There's no working your way up anymore, and to me, that's just
not.
It sucks. We're us as fans are getting gypped because we're missing out on these bloody feuds, these good feuds, these creative match feuds, to where they end up becoming a team 3 years later, like rated RKO. I mean, we're getting gypped out of this, and it's not right. I don't know why. It's like that's why they need two separate brands, like totally separate, never talk about each other. That's it.
I feel like NXT Takeover 3 was a good pay-per-view. Now, as far as past ones, NXT had more risk takers in the past ones where they were able to book very strong matches. This one
and please stop bringing up superstars to the freaking front of the cage thing like, yay, it's Bailey, yay.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Yeah, they're going. They just switch them out. That's what they always do, though.
And then the fans sitting behind them are sitting down like, we're told not to touch.
Yeah, I mean, we all know that they swap them out. They have reserved seats, and they just swap them out after every end of the match or whatever, but it is what it is.
I hope it's Hideo's last match. That'd be awesome.
Definitely, guys, tomorrow we're going to have another Wrestling Rants and Review on SummerSlam. It's going to be more structured. I'm going to take notes tonight. So tomorrow, what time you think? What time you want to do that? Because I get home around 7. What, 7's good? An hour before Raw.
I'm temporarily unemployed, so I'm good.
Oh my goodness. Well, okay, guys.
No more build up over months of feuds. Exactly. Yeah. Tyson's right. There's no more build up. That's the whole point. And, yeah.
Well, I mean, as far as your questions go, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll definitely get back to, another stream, another Wrestling Rants and Review on SummerSlam. As for me, this is Dre41. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for commenting. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Follow us on Twitter. Our Twitter names are in the link in the description below. All you gotta do is click on it and follow us. But this is Dre41 once again. As for my co-host,
Killer Frost.
He always has to have a space before he says something. It's so weird.
No, it's your mic, dude. Your mic is booty.
Whatever. Thank you guys once again, and we'll catch you on the next video later.